back and watching your fight, what is that you saw a little bit different, or what separates, or how do you break down a guy like Alex Pereira? You know what I'm saying? Like you being in there, and what do you feel like some of the strengths are that makes this guy dangerous? Because I feel like one of the biggest strengths that I don't think that people overlook is his composure. His composure. You had him hurt a couple times.
Yeah.
I saw his face where he got hurt a couple times, but he'll go back to that stone face and he'll keep it there, and then you won't. It's almost like you can hurt him early, but if you don't finish him, it almost like he becomes that zombie. He gets so much better. But describe to me being in there for 4 rounds with Alex Pereira. What makes him different?
So just to kind of reiterate what you were saying, when I hit him with that right hook after the high kick that he threw, and it kind of like dropped him a little bit, I saw his eyes too. But yeah, like immediately he went back to stone face, and I was like, oh man, this guy's like a real life like final boss, you know. Uh, but I think going in there, I knew that I'd be able to touch him, and that's what we were really like banking on is going in there and being able to connect with them and being smart when we connect. But I think one thing that is pretty underrated and that I got to experience for myself is really his IQ, man. The ability to mix up, the strategy mid fight, in between rounds, because every time round one, round two, I won, but he just kept making adjustments, and I think he made very smart adjustments from like Kamaru said, like kicking the leg and then keeping the body and then throwing the jab and just mixing it up to where like now I'm a little bit confused or off my game, and there was stuff that we really didn't expect. So I'd say the biggest surprise for me was the intelligence. As stoic as he is and kind of stone faced, I really do think that he's got a smart brain for sure.
All right, now question. I know I've been kind of getting some heat back and forth for this and whatnot, but now if you had to, let's say you're on a panel and you had to rank right now, pound for pound, best fighters right now in the world. Now, I know how I feel because obviously I feel that Islam, I put Islam up there for a long, long time. And I think 100%, I do think Islam still has more tools in the shed to bring out to use. But right now, I put Alex, I think after that performance, because you didn't come in there to lay down for this guy. And yes, people can say what they want. You were number 7 or 8, whatever you were down in the rankings. It doesn't matter, because like I said, opportunity, luck is just when that opportunity meets preparation. And I definitely think you were prepared. And so if you had to go out there and put your vote on the line, who do you think right now is pound for pound?
Uh, I mean, I personally would also have to say Alex. The only other person that I would say, and we'll find out later on in the year, would be John Jones, right? But it's been so long since we've seen Jones fight, and I'm excited to see what version of Jones we get later on. But right now, just based off of what I've seen, based off of performances, level of opponents, things like that, I mean, yeah, I'd say right now for me
Okay.
it would be Alex.
Okay, guys. Well, this is where I'm at to come in here and disagree and bring some of that cringe. You know,
Bring it.
this was the thing, and I will say this, and I, and it's pretty admirable that Kamara can, because we had this big debate with him like a couple of weeks ago before he fought you, and he was like, dude, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that, we haven't seen his grappling, things like that, and that's kind of where I stand. I mean, when you see a potential matchup between him and a guy like Ankolaev, I mean, will a guy like Alex Pereira? Because I'll be honest with you. I mean, neither one of you guys attempted one takedown in that fight, Khalil. I mean,
Yeah, I
you
know.
guys were pretty much doing striking with little gloves. Kind of what they're doing at one championships. So now, what happens when you get somebody that can mix it? Somebody a big guy too at 205, like a guy like Ankulaev. Like, how do you see that fight happening? How do you see that fight going? And have you ever trained with Uncle X? I know he comes out to Vegas quite a bit.
Yeah, I've never trained. I've never trained with him, but based off of the film that I watch and like even seeing like the type of training that Alex does and the amount of wisdom and stuff that he has in his corner, the people he's surrounded by, I don't think that he's a one trick pony. I think that he's really good at what he does. And, for me going in there and just striking with him, I don't think that it helped his case for pound because, yeah, I didn't shoot for a takedown and neither did he. But that doesn't mean that I don't think he can handle it. Like I really think that he'll be able to handle, pressure from a wrestler like Ankalaev and still get the job done. Honestly, that's my opinion because I do see that behind the scenes, he's still doing everything it takes to to keep the belt and to be the best he can be, and he's also still growing. So yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I just think that if that fight were to happen, we'll see it, and I think I would still take Alex in that fight.
Really?
Sometimes, and this is the thing, sometimes you just gotta let them hang. You gotta let them hang when you go in there. And that's and that's how I felt when I fought Covington the first time. I'm like, you know what? We just looked at each other, and I think we made that gentleman handshake. Like, all right, let's let him hang. We gonna bang in this fight. And and yeah, I think it's Alex's ability to make people fight that type of fight. And I don't, and listen to me, Henry. It's not necessarily that I'm saying, oh yeah, he's the best pound for pound we've ever seen. Right now, I'm saying right now, and I could be proven wrong next month. You know,
Yeah,
if Uncle Live comes in and Uncle Live completely exposes him and does all those things, I could be, of course. Now we're proven wrong that he's not. But I'm saying right now because I can't judge him based on the premises that I am judged on as a welterweight, doing striking and wrestling and grappling and all of these things. So that's where I'm at. But going back to it, Khalil, I think you because looking at your performances leading up, it almost seemed fake with some of the fights because you're hitting guys and you're crushing them and you're walking up. It's almost like you're in a comic book movie. You're walking up with Thor's hammer standing over guys. And it's comical. I'm like, this guy's just playing a video game at some point because he's going in and he's walking through these guys. But now you've gotten all the way to the top and you fought the guy that's at the top and you saw how that went. So, and I know you said you're very motivated, you're eager to get back. So, what do you think? What is next for you?
I'm not really sure what's next. I know, like right now with this surgery in my nose, everything, I'd imagine that I'm for sure going to take the rest of the year off to let this stuff heal up. Uh, but I'm hoping that at some point I sit down with the UFC and we can discuss that. I'd like to discuss, what it is that they see next for me. I'd imagine and hope that I'd be able to still fight within, the top three, top five, so that I'm not too far away from getting another shot at the title after,
Oh,
a performance like that against Alex. So I'm still looking to fight up,
okay.
for sure. That's definitely my plan. I don't know who exactly. We got these guys lined up now, uh, who are going to fight each other, while I'm healing up, and we'll see how everything plays out. But yeah, in the meantime, between healing and all that, I'll be